What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Show back with another video, and today we're talking about Borderlands. Now, Borderlands 4 might not be the biggest or most hyped game of 2025, but it is undeniably the most interesting. This is a pretty good year, it's a year dominated by a lot of juggernaut games. We got GTA 6 maybe possibly coming this year. Assassin's Creed Shadows, even though that game has a lot of controversy, it's still a big release. And then we have also Nintendo's next console launch, the Switch 2. Just to take place this year. This is big. It's a lot of big stuff going on. But while I am looking forward to all of that, and yes, even including Assassin's Creed, but I am really ready for the latest installment in the Borderlands franchise. It doesn't stand out for its expected success. Like, we don't know if it's going to be a good game or not. It's more about the unpredictability of it. Unlike games like GTA 6, which will do amazing, and obviously we know Borderlands will do amazing because it's a fantastic franchise, right? But we don't really know what it's gonna give us. Like, the trailer and everything looks good. It all looks pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, it all looks pretty good. Gearbox is known though for blending that humor and that high octane action, looting, shooting type of gameplay. You know what I'm saying? They feel like the forefront of that genre. But reality is that the franchise is really at a crossroads right now. Because Borderlands 3, despite doing well and selling well, it faced a lot of criticism. It felt a little outdated. It felt like they didn't really do a lot different from 2, but at the same time, it was a lot more boring than 2. It felt like specifically it was the villains took a lot of the blame. Like, me personally playing the game, when I played Borderlands 3, I actually liked it. I liked the gameplay. I didn't really like the characters that much. They were okay. I didn't think they were like off the wall fantastic like I know they could have been. I thought they were okay, but the villains to me just didn't hit. And I feel like that's the curse of the Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack was such a interesting villain that he just made Borderlands 2 specifically so good. Like, even now today, if you have not played Borderlands 2, I would suggest going to play it. I feel like it is a missed opportunity. I feel like everybody needs to play that game, at least at some point. I feel like their replayability is off the charts. I feel like the game itself is a masterpiece. But a lot of that is because of the story, and the story had an amazing villain. And I don't think they're going to be able to kind of replicate that. I think they need to go in a different direction than the way they went with Handsome Jacks. They did, or they at least tried to, and then they made these two influencer Gen Z type of villains, and it just did not click. Like, it seemed like they might have been trying to be Handsome Jack, kind of trying to be like quirky villains, but it just didn't work out. From the looks of like the trailer and from what they showed though, I think it's gonna be a good game. Granted, I thought that Borderlands 3 was gonna be a good game, but I was definitely less interested in Borderlands 3 than I am in 4, to be truthfully honest. So I'm ready. It's got the same kind of vibe and stuff, at least from the trailer, from what we've seen. It wasn't much, right? But I can't wait. I think a big plus for this game franchise is that it comes out this year. Like, I love that they're dropping games so quickly now. Like, I come from the era of waiting 10 years for a Final Fantasy game to drop. So I'm really glad that they are announcing games and then dropping them right away. I'm really glad about that. And one thing I do say that you do need to be skeptical about, or at least lower your expectations, is the writing. I feel like with Borderlands 2, people remember the story as being like excellent and magnificent, but I think obviously it was because of a good villain. And I think the writing in itself was good. I just don't think it was like the best thing out there, and I think a lot of people let the hype kind of consume them when going into Borderlands 3. Even though the writing wasn't as good as 2, it still was a decent game. Like, I would still recommend Borderlands 3 to play for somebody. If they never played Borderlands 2 and they wanted to play 3, I could understand that, and I would actually recommend them to play that one and then play 2. I think 2 is leagues ahead of 3, but I think 3 is not a bad game. I played it and got to see in game, and it was okay. It was cool. It wasn't the worst game out there, and to me, it was actually a pretty good experience. Hopefully everything sticks to its roots, and we get the same multiplayer capability, because if I'm being honest, I've seen a lot of games today not have nowhere near the ability of multiplayer or co-op that Borderlands 2 has had. I think Borderlands 2 and 3 and all of those games have like the best type of co-op, and they kind of just all have it down, and I think that's a market in itself. Like, co-op games are very important, just if you got like a friend you want to play them with, or friends that you want to play them with. It is a very niche experience at this point, because it's playing games like, even like the new Monster Hunter that came out, like even joining a lobby and stuff through there is way more complicated than something from Borderlands. And I feel like it's weird to me that a lot of games seem like they've regressed because Borderlands was ahead of the curve when it came to multiplayer gameplay. Like their co-op systems and everything they had in place just fit. Probably the best co-op game ever made to me. I mean, besides stuff like, Split Fiction, It Takes Two, and the game specifically made only for co-op. I'm curious, because they gotta strike a delicate balance. You can lean too far into nostalgia and it just feels stagnant. It feels like it didn't change too much. You know what I'm saying? You can change too much and it feels like it's not even Borderlands no more. It's a weird balance that they have to kind of keep. This is why I said it makes Borderlands 4 like an interesting game. It's gonna come towards the end of the year. GTA 6 may drop, may not drop. That's going to be such an insane launch that it's going to be ridiculous. I am very, very interested to see what that comes between that and Assassin's Creed comes out soon, so we'll see with that. But I think Borderlands to me will probably be my most anticipated game this year. Like I think GTA 6 is cool, but I've mostly been a 5M person myself, so I don't necessarily care too much about a new GTA. Like I do, but I don't. And also I feel like as far as other big games this year, Borderlands 2 is finally going to get its true successor. They learn from their mistakes and they're going to make a good game. This is my thought process, and hopefully they come through and we get a good game. So with that being said, guys, let me know how you feel about Borderlands 4, whether you're gonna be picking it up. I think it's an automatic pickup for me. I think maybe they blundered a little bit, but I played like the pre-sequel, I played 1 and 2, and I feel like I've loved all of those games. So I definitely think I would not mind, and I don't mind a new co-op game and everything. So I don't think they've lost their gold member status with me just yet. So with that being said, guys, like I said before, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Borderlands.